For the past few months, I've been doing another round of long-term tests of some retractable pens. After my previous video, I got some recommendations of other pens I should be looking at, and there are a few things that I want to do slightly differently. So I have been doing that, and you get to see the results of that today. So please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, and consider becoming a member of this channel, where for a small monthly fee, you'll get early access to my videos and things like priority comments. But right now, let's look how a range of retractable fountain pens, including a couple you suggested I look at, worked out over the last few months. So here is day one of this test. I have these pens here that I'm going to be including in this second part of my retractable pens video. I have the Pilot Vanishing Point, this time the medium nib. I have the Jinhao 20, which I received after I started making the video, which I included the Jinhao 10 in. I have the Oaso, I think it's the KO16. When I made that initial retractable pens video, this was one of the pens that a lot of people suggested I should look at. I have the Writech ClickTech, once again, another one that people suggested I look at, and I reached out to the company and they provided one for me to include in the video. I then have a couple of control pens. I wanted a capped pen, and I wanted a pen that is known for being one of those pens you can just sort of like chuck into your like pen case and, you know, rely on. So I have both the Lamy Safari, which is a standard capped pen that a lot of people know and love, and then the Platinum Preppy here, which is one I've had for quite a while, and it's a pen I really enjoy, and one of those pens that like is pretty, you know, reliable with a slip seal sort of cap in it. So I'm going to do a little writing sample with each of these on this rhodia paper here. These are all inked up with Lamy Black and inked using refilled cartridges. So for instance, like this is a Lamy cartridge filled with Lamy Black ink. This is a Platinum cartridge filled with Lamy Black ink, and the same goes for all of these pens. So the plan is I'm going to check these in a week, then in a fortnight, then in a month, and then in 2 months. In the previous test, I'll link that video down below, pens were struggling. So I have high and low hopes for this selection. But let's get started here. So this is the long-term retractable pen test. And so I will write the name of the pen and then a squiggle, and then every other time I'll do a squiggle until they don't write. Or if they do write after 2 months, awesome. The thing with these pens is that they're not capped, so you know you're going to end up with air getting in somehow, and that will dry the nib out. And in the previous test, it dried entire cartridges out because there was just too much air flow through. But here we start with the Pilot Vanishing Point, and as I'm filming this, it is the 4th of April, which is Easter Saturday, and obviously that writes absolutely beautifully. Next we have the Jinhao 20, which I inked up this morning, and already it was a hard start there. There's that. The Oaso KO16, spoiler alert, awful nib. Oh, it's so scratchy. I like this pen. Oh, after this test, will never be seeing the light of day in my collection again. Then we get the Writech ClickTech. It's not an unpleasant writer. Like, it's a bit sort of, it's not super smooth, but it's not unpleasant, but it's just so ugly. Like, I absolutely hate that little trapdoor. Just practical perhaps, but unattractive. And then we get the controls. So the Lamy Safari. And this one is a fine. And then the Platinum Preppy. Okay, so that's the 6 pens included in this test. As I said, I'll do a week, a fortnight, a month, and then 2 months. And we'll see if we can just get a squiggle straight up. It's not necessarily about if I can get them writing. It's these retractable pens are supposed to be convenient. Click and write. You shouldn't have to click, scribble, dip it in water, scribble, you know, whatever to get it writing, prime it. It should just be click and write. That's what we're going to see after these initial periods of time. So I'll see you in a week. Okay, so it's now Saturday the 11th of April. So I last checked these 6 pens on the 4th. Let's see if I can get them writing straight away now. So here's the Pilot Vanishing Point. And absolutely no issue there at all. As I would expect, it's a great pen. Jinhao 20 now. Well, I've got to say, it fares better than the Jinhao 10s that I've used. It's a little dry, but it is writing. So what I'll do is I'll just give that a little bit of a go on some other paper as well, and see how we can get that going, and then leave it till the next run. Then we have the Oaso K016. Like, that's just writing. You can see, like, it's very light, but it is writing, so that's not terrible after a week. Then we have the Writech ClickTech, and yeah, no issue with that whatsoever. As ugly as this door is, it's doing a good job so far. And then the 2 control pens. So the Lamy Safari here, no issue there, as I would expect. And the Platinum Preppy here with its slip and seal cap, absolutely no issue here. So I would say after this week, the Pilot Vanishing Point easily has done the best, and the ClickTech Writech is doing not bad also. The 2 control pens, the capped ones, not bad. The Oaso struggles, and the Jinhao 20 there, not the best. So it'll be interesting to see now. The next check of these, I think, will be in, I think, maybe a fortnight or something, and we'll see how they fare then. Okay, here we sit. It's the 26th of April as I'm filming this portion of the video. It's 5:30 in the morning. I have to go to work and then do a show tonight. So I thought I'd jump in very quickly and test these 6 fountain pens that I've been running in this test. So let's just get started. Pilot Vanishing Point, absolutely no worries whatsoever. Running smooth and wet and glorious as always. Jinhao 20. It's holding up. So this has been 2 weeks since the last test of these pens. And you can see that in that 2 weeks, it's holding up. It's doing okay. Much better than every other Jinhao retractable pen I have used. Now the Oaso. Well, it's holding on for dear life, but that is really unpleasant. Let's try the Writech ClickTech now. Yep. Absolutely fine at this 2 week mark. So of the retractable pens, we're seeing a bit of a downgrade in a couple of these. The next test is going to be after a month, so stay tuned for that one. Lamy Safari, as I would expect, absolutely fine. 2 weeks isn't that long for a Safari. And then the Platinum Preppy here, beautiful. Like I wrote with it yesterday. So there we are. See you again in a month. Here we are, test number 4. Last test was the 26th of April. It is now the 23rd of May. So it's been 4 weeks since I tested these 6 pens. One more test to go, which will be 2 months after today. So let's get started. Pilot Vanishing Point. No issues there whatsoever after 4 weeks. Jinhao 20. It's really struggling. Like, it is genuinely really struggling there. Yeah. Okay, next is the Oaso K016. Also, really struggling. The Writech Writech. Not maybe as free as it was on day one, but that's remarkable. That's doing a great job. Okay, and then the controls, the Lamy Safari, as I would expect, not an issue whatsoever. And the Platinum Preppy here, also absolutely not an issue. So the Jinhao 20 struggling, the Oaso K016 struggling, but if I'm being honest, both doing better than I anticipated. The others all writing absolutely fine after 4 weeks of sitting in a tray. I will say one thing I will do is I will get these two that are struggling writing a little bit wetter. I'll sort of prime the feed and stuff so that, we do get a proper 8-week test of them, not from this sort of already semi-dried out state. Okay, here we are, 23rd of July. We have now had these pens inked, sitting in this tray for 2 months without writing with them. So let's just start, shall we? We'll start at the top and work our way down this list. Pilot Vanishing Point or Capless. Honestly, I could have written with that 10 minutes ago. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Straight out of the box. Straight out of the tray. Now for the Jinhao 20. Let's see how that goes. I don't think that one's going to get going, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, that Jinhao 20 that is done. The Oaso K016. Preparing myself for the nib on page feel of this one. Yeah, it's not pleasant. But I think, this one could probably get going again. It's wanting to. It's just right out in the nib. So 2 months is a long time. So I'm not entirely surprised. And the last of the retractables, the Writech. Once again, absolutely perfect there. I have no worries about that whatsoever. Wonderful. Writing like I'd written with it earlier today. The Lamy Safari. Perfect as I would expect. Not all safaris are built equal. Some will write better than others, but that one's writing nicely there. And then, of course, the Platinum Preppy. The smoothest, loveliest little pen. It's not a fancy pen, but that slip and seal cap in there does absolutely work, and you can see it there. So, yeah. So the winners out of this list are the Pilot, Capless, or Vanishing Point. Little skip just on the downstroke there, but pretty good thing is that it hasn't been written within 2 months. And of the retractables, that Writech again there. It's impressive. It's not the smoothest, but it's really impressive. Okay, some little skips and hard starts there, but for general writing, that's not too bad. For me, okay, my personal feeling time now. I have a couple of Vanishing Points or Capless. They are what I'm always going to come back to because they are reliable and they write nicely. Like, they feel good on the page. I would never leave a pen inked up for 2 months and not write with it. My pens sort of tend to, get used either every day or every couple of days. So it's good to know the Vanishing Point lasts. It's good to know the Writech lasts. Obviously, Safari and Platinum, they're capped. That you expect them to. Some of these others struggled a little bit. And of course, in the previous test, others really struggled. But I would totally expect that from these, and that's why I keep coming back to the Pilot Vanishing Point in my own personal pen use. So, to be honest, I'm not entirely surprised at the results of that. I knew some of those pens would perform as well as they did, if not perfectly, but as well as they did. But there were a couple of surprises, so that was fun to see. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, and consider becoming a member of this channel. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.